Welcome, diecast fans. I'm Tom Spanners-Watson.
And I'm Frank the Geary Gibbs.
And welcome to Groups 5 and 6 of the Paw Justice Mustang Memorial Race.
As always, we're super proud to be sponsoring Paw Justice and raising money to help them help the animals.
Now, Wally Champ from NJ Drive still holds the fastest lap in the Mustang race, but he was recently overtaken by Rubber Toe and Big Mac for the overall track time.
I think it's going to be a long time before we ever see Rubber Toe taken down there.
I think you're probably right, so at least everyone will be gunning for Wally Champ's time to try and take out the Speed Demon Award.
Lone Star there looking great. Those wheels look super quick.
And all of the drivers have actually done a great job on the custom paint jobs, and they've really made some beautiful Mustangs. Here we've got Marco Polo from Polo Racing. He set a time of 17.600.
And one of my favourites is awesome looking rat rod style Mustang of Maddie Brewer. He set a time of 15.296. She might look a bit rough around the edges, but I think she's pretty quick.
And another long-time diecast fan favourite, Scooter Roundwell from Spirit of 64, setting a very quick 14.407 time.
It looks like that car is sponsored by Scooters. Do you think that's where all of the wait staff ride around on a scooter? Because I just don't know how they'd get the food to the tables.
It certainly seems like it'd be messy. But back to the race, we've got Lone Star and Maddie Brewer up front, Marco Polo and Scooter Roundwell in the back. Scooter left behind here as all four cars nice and clean through. Oh no, over goes Lone Star. Marco Polo out in front, Maddie Brewer all over the place trying to get around him, but Marco Polo holds on and Scooter takes down the fed-up truck.
A superb Dukes of Hazzard moment there from Scooter Roundwell, but let's have a look up front what happened to Lone Star. He's leading the pack out quite nicely, but he just went a little bit too hot into the second dogleg after Bogan Alley, but nice driving by the other three drivers to get past, nice and clean, and then right on the finish line, the first two drivers slipped right by the truck, but Scooter Roundwell absolutely nails it. Look at that, he's in the air when he hits the side of the truck. It's just a king hit, but look at the white Mustang there off to the side as he parks up on that poor old dude who's just chilling out on the bench.
Well, let's hope he didn't break his hip, but let's have another look at that hit from Scooter Roundwell. He gets some air over the finish line and is fully in the air when he takes down the truck. That is impressive.
That's just a king hit from Scooter Roundwell there. He picks up 2 points, Marco Polo 6 and Maddie Brewer 4, and unfortunately Lone Star with a big fat goose egg, and now he's starting in the back row.
So Scooter Roundwell and Marco Polo up front, Maddie Brewer in the back with Lone Star. Let's hope Lone Star can keep it together this time.
Well, even if he crashes, at least he's at the back of the pack.
We get underway for race number 2. Scooter Roundwell out quick. Lone Star gets into the side of Marco Polo, sends him flying. Scooter Roundwell races out to a massive lead here.
He's so far ahead, he's basically in his own postcode. There's no one anywhere near him.
As we go back to look for the other drivers, here comes Maddie Brewer, and after him we got Marco Polo, and unfortunately Lone Star nowhere to be seen.
I really don't know what Lone Star's plan was here. It looked like he maybe tried to pit maneuver poor Marco Polo, but they both went sideways, and Marco Polo got himself gathered together. But Scooter Roundwell, nice and clean out in front with a huge big drive, absolutely smoked the rest of the field.
It certainly looked like Scooter was trying for the Speed Demon Award. Fantastic time there of 14.085. That puts him on the leaderboard.
And we've now got 3 drivers on 8 points, but JB only just got on that list there, and Scooter Roundwell's knocked him off already, and he's in the top 5.
Well, JB is racing a bit later on, so maybe he can get back on the list. But we've got Lone Star back in the front row with Maddie Brewer this time. Now, the big question is going to be, is Marco Polo going to try and take out Lone Star like Lone Star did to him?
What a great battle up front there between Maddie Brewer and Lone Star.
And Lone Star chokes again. There's absolute carnage on the track. Maddie Brewer gets through. Scooter Roundwell gets through. Scooter with a nice drift around the outside of Maddie Brewer, and he will take another win.
The battle into Bogan Alley here was incredible. Maddie Brewer just kept the foot on the gas, manages to just squeak in front of Lone Star. Lone Star pushed too hard to try and catch up to him and flipped himself over.
That corner is definitely Lone Star's nemesis, isn't it?
Unfortunately, Marco Polo got caught up behind, but check this move out from Scooter Roundwell. A beautiful little drift, gets around the outside of Maddie Brewer in the last moment and sprints on down to the finish line, takes a nice win.
Scooter Roundwell absolutely racking up the points here, and unfortunately Lone Star another 0.
And it was even more unfortunate for Marco Polo because he got caught up in that nonsense.
Lone Star is definitely out of the race. Marco Polo possibly out. It's going to come down to this last race and where Maddie Brewer and Scooter Roundwell finish and just how many points Marco Polo can get.
Well, Marco Polo is definitely in the right spot. He's up front with Scooter Roundwell, and then in the back row we've got Maddie Brewer and Lone Star.
Marco Polo needs to make the most of that inside front row start, and it looks like he's doing a good job.
And there goes Lone Star starting to slide around.
Marco Polo holds on. The other two start to catch him up in that third straight. Roundwell and Brewer also battling for position. Marco goes sideways, almost loses it. Scooter, I think, picked up second there. And we finally have Lone Star finish a race.
Jeepers, Marco Polo has taken a risk there. He bounced off the side, went sideways. Luckily, Scooter couldn't get around him, and he also managed to hold out Maddie Brewer just.
That was a lot tighter than I think Marco Polo wanted.
Oh, that would have been pants-wettingly close, mate.
Now we've got Scooter Roundwell going through, but Marco Polo and Matty Brewer are tied for second, and Marco Polo's just done that in a blazing quick time.
Wowzers, he's just pipped Scooter Roundwell there.
So the first group tonight have seen 2 drivers get back on the leaderboard.
But more importantly, we can't have 3 drivers go through, so Matty Brewer and Marco Polo need to race off in a best of 3 to see who goes through to the next round.
Originally, we were just going to give it to the person with the fastest track time, but we thought, why not give them an extra race?
Well, I mean, it'd be rude not to. They're here, everything's set up, might as well race.
Marco Polo is absolutely flying here. It looks like he's going for an overall track record. That is a quick time. Oh my God, he's just done a 13.541.
Sweet Megan Markle, that dude was absolutely flying. He's just beaten Big Mac and Vagabond, and he's closed the gap to Rubber Toe.
So Marco Polo is now leading in the Speed Demon Award. He's finally overtaken Wally Champ.
For basically stock cars, these things are quick.
And they're side by side into Bogan Alley. No one backing down. Matty Brewer with some savage blocking there. He manages to get back on the gas first. Marco Polo is chasing down hard, but he's not going to catch Matty Brewer. Matty Brewer sets a slower time there of 15.544, but what a battle.
Both drivers were working harder than a dog trying to bury a bone in a concrete floor there. Marco Polo didn't quite have the grunt to muscle Matty Brewer out of the way, but because he's got the fastest overall lap time, he does take the inside lane this time.
I think Marco Polo will be looking to make the most of that inside start this time. He gets a good jump on Matty Brewer. A nice line. That looked like Rubber Toe's line through both of the dog legs. He is absolutely smoking.
I think he's trying to beat Rubber Toe's time. No way did he just do that.
Whoa, I did not see that coming. A 13.070. He is now the fastest car on the new Eco City track.
Well, I have to eat my words because I said I thought Rubber Toe's time was going to last for months and months. And here we go with a stock weight Mustang. He just beat the fastest outlaw.
He did seem to take Rubber Toe's line, and if you look at him on the straights, he is dead straight down the middle, apart from a little bump right at the end, and I think that might have cost him just that little bit where he could have gone sub 13, but he was running fast.
And you know who else likes to run fast? Dogs. But unfortunately, too often they're chained up, caged, abused, beaten, or otherwise just ill-treated, which is why we're supporting Paw Justice.
And you can help them by either going to pawjustice.co.nz/donate. You can purchase their merchandise off the site, or you can also help them just by watching this video and sharing it with your friends, because we're donating all of the money we make from the Mustang Memorial Tournament to Paw Justice.
It's a fantastic cause, and we really hope you can help us help them.
All right, it's time for group number 6. First up, we've got BD Fitzy 22. He posted a start time of 14.320, which was near the top of the leaderboard originally.
JB also had a good start time of 14.525. He was obviously just knocked off the leaderboard recently, and I bet he'll be itching to get back on there.
The second entry for Spoolheads Racing, Leon James, with a 15.562. And again, if you haven't seen Spoolheads Racing and you want to start doing your own 3D printed track, check out Spoolheads Racing.
Yeah, Russell's done some fantastic track design pieces. And then finally we've got Rubber Toe. And again, I'm still in shock that his best time just got beaten.
Oh mate, I think everybody's in shock. I really thought that time was going to stand for a long time.
Well, he's going to have his work cut out from the back row there with JB, and then we've got Leon James and BD Fitzy 22 up in the front row.
It's a pretty tight group as they leave the tunnel. BD Fitzy gets out to an early lead. Leon James goes sideways. It looks like Rubber Toe spun.
Oh, what happened to Fitzy there?
Leon James spins around to face the right direction again. Fitzy spins out. Leon James gets around him and will take the win.
And Fitzy there has to settle for taking out the fed-up truck.
I really hope that driver's getting hazard pay because he gets hit a lot. Now, Fitzy hit the sidewall there for some reason and stopped. That called Leon James right up to him, and it also allowed JB to get right up on his bumper.
Nice bit of car control there from Leon James to get himself facing the right direction again. And then as they came into the final corner, Fitzy just overcooked the drift. Leon James spun around again. JB stalled out completely, but Leon James sneaks down, takes the win, while BD Fitzy 2 just takes out some poor dude who's trying to get to work.
And I'm particularly surprised that Rubber Toe didn't make it down to the finish line. I mean, he's been so strong before.
It's okay. There's more Bogans in Bogan Alley, and they were asking for autographs, so he's just stopped in to do that.
Rubber Toe showing some early confidence there, even though he's just put 0 points on the board. Leon James takes the win with 17.709 time. BD Fitzy 22 picks up second. Rubber Toe and JB in the front row this time. Let's see if they can actually make it to the finish line.
Well, we know that Rubber Toe knows all the spots on the track where he can pick up time because he just did that in the Baroness, and I'd expect him to try and do it in the Mustang.
JB trying to muscle his way around the outside. Rubber Toe gets ahead of him, feeds the Mustang some channel. It gets out to a good lead here. Oh, he goes sideways. He starts to spin around. He is savagely blocking JB.
Just a brutal maneuver.
Oh, BD Fitzy 22 joins the party, and they crash into the bus and the container truck. And the container truck looks like he's trying to get his own back on them.
It must be some oil on the track there because Rubber Toe just went completely wild for no reason. And then look at that block he applied on JB.
And if it wasn't for BD Fitzy too, none of them would have actually finished there and we would have had to have rerun the race. But the bus takes some more punishment and that container truck obviously not happy getting hit as he tries to drive over the other Mustangs.
A very slow time there for Rubber Toe, but a win is a win and he picks up maximum points. So now we've got 3 drivers on 6 points, JB trailing on 4 points.
And a real shame for Leon James. He spun out in the first corner and couldn't get going again.
He actually pulled over to have a chat to the Bogans because one of them waved him down to ask some questions about the Sporeheads Racing track design pieces.
It would have been nicer if they could have waited till after the race was over. And BD Fitzy out to a huge lead here. Leon James goes sideways, over goes Fitzy. Wow, Rubber Toe with a huge hit on BD Fitzy, 22. JB out in front with a massive lead. He'll take the win. Rubber Toe keeps going. Leon James got around him somehow. So 3 drivers finish, and we've got BD Fitzy barely hanging on to the track.
It's an incredibly precarious position. He was well out in front. Leon James here got spun around by JB. Then he and Rubber Toe nipped by him. Fitzy goes down. JB cuts to the inside to get around. Rubber Toe somehow doesn't see him and plows right into the back of him. And look at this, he just shovels him right off the track mercilessly.
Fitzy incredibly lucky there not to just get shoveled right off the side of the track because a drop like that is definitely going to mangle your car.
And Leon James and Rubber Toe mangling it a bit over the finish line. But as we head into the final race, it is still anyone's race.
That's right, every one of these drivers has a chance to take it out. It's all going to come down to your finishing positions. And starting in the front row was probably your best bet. So Rubber Toe and JB with the best chance. BD Fitzy and Leon James in the back row are going to have to really pedal the cars if they want to get in front.
Well, to be honest, Fitzy might be looking for some payback on Rubber Toe there after he flicked him off the track.
Rubber Toe takes the lead into Bogan Alley. JB tucks in behind. Fitzy tries to get past but gets denied. Rubber Toe spinning wildly again. Luckily, he's far enough in front that he's not under any pressure. JB pulls in for second place. BD Fitzy, 22, comes in third, but no sign of Leon James.
And it was an explosive puncture that sent Rubber Toe spinning wildly there, but luckily he managed to pedal the car all the way to the finish line and picks up the points.
So it ends up as a close battle, but Rubber Toe and JB, congratulations, you're moving on. Unfortunately, say goodbye to BD Fitzy, 22, and Leon James.
Next week, it's the final week of the heat, and then we start getting into the real serious end of the competition.
I wonder if we'll see the lap times tumbling like we did tonight.
They were setting new lap times faster than Microsoft puts out new patches.
It's time to look at the best in show votes. Now, the first week in the Mustangs, the winner was Arlo. So congratulations, Arlo, you're through to the next round. But tonight, you get to vote for either Lone Star, Matty Brewer, Marco Polo, Scooter Roundwell, BD Fitzy 22, Leon James, JB, or Rubber Toe.
So it doesn't matter how quick they were, where they finished. This is about your favourite car and who you think deserves to be best in show. Just leave us a comment with the name of the driver you think deserves it.
And if you think we've put on a good show and we deserve it, why not leave us a like, leave us a comment, and hit that subscribe button. All right, that's enough from us tonight. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Tom Spanners Watson. He's Frank the Guru Gibbs. We look forward to seeing you next time.